situation and the mess that exists that's holding people back. The third story is a story of finding ways to get to yes. Finding ways to get to yes. Now, when I was governor of the state of Florida, I had a chance to do that in all sorts of different ways. But my first impulse was to find the Nixon to China moment. I did this at a school about 3 months ago. I talked about Nixon to China, and people looked at me like, who's Nixon? And what's he have to do with China? You guys know what Nixon China moments are, I hope. It's where you find a creative way to get people to think differently, where you change the context. It's basically in Washington, we have two armed camps. Got the red camp and the blue camp. They don't talk to each other. There's no personal trust. There's no friendships. There's no assumption that someone that might not agree with you might just be wrong. They may not be bad. In fact, the whole game now is played where you demonize people that disagree with you rather than respectfully say, maybe, have you thought about it in a different way? And even when there's wins, which is the first step that we need to get back to, where even when people agree, they don't agree. This is ridiculous. This country is much better than this. We need a leader that focuses on accepting personal responsibility, having a servant's heart, but also having the creativity of leadership to solve problems again. Because people in this country are deserving of far better than what they're getting today. Now, I've laid out all sorts of plans, detailed plans. They don't resonate in the world where insults get along. You do better in the world that these guys cover when you're focused on the process. But detailed plans require a leader that brings people along. The big three accomplishments of this president have been Obamacare, Dodd-Frank, and the stimulus, where he's worked with Congress. He would add a few things that he's done unilaterally through executive orders, for sure. But those three things did not have a single Republican vote. You cannot do this without a single vote from the other party. It never creates a stability in our process. We've got to figure out, using the Nixon to China moment, how we get back to fixing things. Whatever it is. It could be addiction, which is a significant problem in this state and across the country. My wife Lou and I have firsthand experience of what it's like to be a mom and dad of a child who spiraled out of control because of her addictions and her challenges, and in a highly public way. I know about this personally, and I know a lot of people in this state are suffering. That's not a Republican issue or a Democratic issue. There's ways to forge consensus on that. And the next president better start working on it, because our country is lagging behind. And we don't deserve it, because we're still the most extraordinary country on the face of the earth.